Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. If you've got this machine, the Creality Falcon A1, which is a brilliant machine, if you did not see my videos, check it out on my channel. I've got review videos, also project videos using this one. But if you've got this machine and you think, hey, I want to add a nice infrared laser module so I can engrave on metals and plastics, you're out of luck because Creality, they do not provide this for this machine. They will only do so for the Pro, the newer version of this one. And then I think, okay, why should you spend a lot of money if this one is perfectly fine, only to be able to upgrade it with an infrared module? So I've got a perfect solution for you guys in this video, because my friends at Mecpow, they created a nice kit to retrofit an infrared laser on this machine. It includes all the hardware, so the laser module, the brackets and also the cable to connect it to this one. And I will show you this in this video step by step, how to remove the original laser, how to add this one onto it. And then we're gonna test it out to see if it runs and how well it performs. Also, this one comes for different other models like Sculpfon, Atom Stack, and also the Pro version of this one is also a bracket available from Mecpow. So if you're interested in this one, check it out, follow my video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And let's start with the next step, removing the original laser. So let me see what I've got for you guys inside this box. I've got an instruction manual, always nice. Some zip ties to tuck away any cables. Then I've got the laser module. Again, this is a 1.2 watt infrared laser module. Let me take it out of the ESD bag. It's got two fans on the side for cooling. This on top there's a power connector. On the other side there's a focusing lever, so you can put it down, set the focus. And then on the bottom there's the lens. This is covered by a protective foil. There's also a red dot to align the laser. And on the back, by default, there's a dovetail which will fit on the M1 from Mecpow. So for the M1 you can just put it on. But I've got an adapter kit, a dovetail kit for the Creality A1 and A1 Pro. So for this one and also for the Pro version. So you can use the Mecpow IR kit if you want. This one is for the Mecpow X4 and X4 Pro, the X5 and X5 Pro, but also Atom Stack A series and Sculpfon S9 and S30. So a lot of options using this plate. Then I've got a dovetail. This one I think is from the X3 and X3 Pro from Mecpow. Also in there, and some additional screws. So next up, I will remove the original laser. I will do this step by step and I will show you up close how to do this. And then I will show you how to mount the kit onto here and then onto the machine. So you can start using the infrared laser on the A1 and the A1 Pro if you want. So let me explain you briefly what you need to do is, first you need to remove the air assist hose. You can just pull it out. Then you need to remove these two screws and then you can remove this metal bracket, aluminium bracket. You can lift it up and then pull it from this cable because it's open on this side. So let me show you this. First let me remove this one. Just pull on it and you can see it will come out. Then you need to unscrew these two. So let me do so. This is the first one. Let me take it out. One screw. And then on this side there's another screw. Take this one out. Let me remove it. Here we go. And now you can remove this bracket. You can lift it up. And this is open on this side, on the back side. So you can lift it up. This one. And then take it out. Here you can see it. It's open. Now you can pull out this connector. And then you can remove the laser module. There's two thumb screws on the side, so if I loosen these ones, 1 and 2, I can raise this and I'll take it out. So now you can see, here you go, the laser module is removed, and now we are ready to place the new module. Now let me show you what hardware is needed to mount this 1.2 watt infrared laser onto the Falcon A1. You will need this set. So this is from the M1 from Mecpow. It's got an adapter plate, thumb screw and 4 screws. There's also this alcohol pad, but you don't need it. So this one you need. And then you need this set. This is the adapter kit for the A1 and A1 Pro. So let me remove this one from the bag. Here you can see the bracket. It's got an arrow, so it will tell you this side is up. And then the 4 screws. Let me also remove this one from the bag. There is this power cable. This one will go into the laser module, and this side will be connected to the cable from the Creality. And then I've got this metal bracket as well. This one will fit on here. So this bracket you need to mount on the bracket from the A1. The holes will line up, as you can see. Then you can put in the screws and secure them using a screwdriver. So let me do so. Like this. Put in the next one. So there are 4 screws which need to be tightened. Number 3. Like so. And number 4. So now I've got all 4 screws in. Then on the side over here there's a hole. You can put in this thumb screw. Don't tighten it completely, because now you can slide this one. There's the dovetail over here, and this one will slide in here. And then you can align it on top and then secure this thumb screw. So now this one is ready to be mounted on the Creality Falcon A1. This cable, the power cable, you can see there are 2 little little blocks on there, and you can put it in here in the laser module like so. So now this is connected as well, but you can also do this later. You cannot do it the other way around, it will not fit. So there's only one way to put it in, like so. Next, let me mount this one onto the Creality Falcon A1. So next, let me slide in the laser module. We have put on this bracket, and this one will fit in here. So you can move it from the top side and then put it down. Now you can tighten the 2 thumb screws from the Creality Falcon A1. Like so. And now the module is in there. You can adjust it using the thumb screw from the IR module. You can move it up and down to set the focus. So next we should connect this power cable to the laser module, but of course this one will not fit. That's why we have this adapter cable, which is included in the kit. This side will connect to the original cable from Creality. You can see there's a little notch over here which needs to align, and the other side, this one, will connect to the laser itself. So let me connect the cable. This one will connect to this one, like so. So now this one is connected. Then I can route it underneath, and then on this side I can connect the laser. So now you can see this one is connected and this one is connected, and this one can move freely. So next, let me turn on the machine. You can see the LEDs turn on. It will beep because the lid is open, so it does not work. Let me close the lid. You can hear the fan spinning, and you can also see the red dot over here. So that indicates that the laser has power. If I open the lid again, you can see everything turns off. So the safety features remain intact. No issues with that whatsoever. Next up, let me connect it to Lightburn, and let's fire up this laser. So everything is ready for the first engrave using the IR module on the Falcon A1. By the way, I also got a nice honeycomb bed inside from Mecpow. This was custom designed for the Falcon A1 because Creality, they do not provide a honeycomb bed for this machine. And as I don't want to damage the bottom of my machine, I've got this one inside. This is a nice and slim one, so you will not lose a lot of height using this one. It fits in there perfect. If you are interested in one, check out the link in the description of my video. I will even put a nice discount code so you can get a nice discount if you want to buy one. Let me align the laser and let me throw on a metal business card and do the first engrave to see what it looks like. So everything is set, focus is set, it's aligned. I've got my pocket 3 in there so you can follow along. I have set the line interval to 0.02. It can go even lower, so a higher resolution, but it takes a lot more time. So 0.02, and I have set the speed to 12,000 millimeters a minute at 80% power. So let me start the engrave and I will show you the results once this is ready. So the first engrave is ready. Let me do a quick wipe because I saw some residue on there from the engrave, and I will show you the results. But I think it looks really stunning. Let me know what you think about it. This is the first engrave using the Mecpow IR on the Falcon A1 on a metal business card, and I think it looks amazing. Very high resolution, nice and clean and crisp and clear engrave. I can even go higher because this is set to 0.02 line interval. I can even go up to 0.01. It will take more time, but it's even a higher resolution because the laser dot from the IR module is so small, 0.01 millimeter. So you can achieve really nice engravings, as you can see. So next up, let me do some testing on plastics. This is also very difficult using a blue diode laser, but very doable using the IR laser. So next, let me try a 3D printed part. This is a black PLA part. Normally with a blue diode laser, this is very difficult, or it doesn't work very nice or at all. So let me do this using the IR module. So the engrave on the 3D printed part is ready. Let me take it out. And you tell me, can you do this on your blue diode laser? I don't think so. Black PLA engraved on there using the IR module, and you can see it turned up really nice. Nice and bright engrave, crisp and clear. And again, you cannot do this on your blue diode laser. You will need an IR laser for this. So yeah, if you want to do plastics, if you want to do metal business cards, and also other metals, which I will show you in a minute, like stainless steel, you will definitely need the IR laser to get the best result. So next I will engrave on this stainless steel. Let me take off the protective foil. This one, the sheet of stainless. Yes, you can also do this on a blue diode laser, but it will most certainly turn up very light. And if you're using an IR laser, even though this is only a 1.2 watt laser, it will turn up very nice and dark. So I will show you this. I will do a nice engrave on there, and I will let you know the results once this is ready. So the engrave on the stainless is ready. Let me take it out so you can see what it looks like. I see I need to clean it a little bit, but let me first show you exactly what it looks like when I take it out. And you can see this is, let me move it like this. You can see it's really a very nice engrave. Nice and dark, and this is even done one pass on 3000 millimeters a minute, so it's not very slow like I would do with a blue diode. I would set it at maybe 200-300 millimeters a minute, full power, and you will not get a result like this. Let me clean it using some isopropyl alcohol, and then you will see the results afterwards. Here we go. So now it's cleaned, and you can see it even better. Now the haze is gone. Let me see if I can put it up. It's a bit difficult in the light, but you can clearly see it was pretty reflective. You can clearly see the nice and dark engrave in there, and it's crisp and clean. I did this on 0.04 line interval, so it can even be a higher resolution, and it's really burnt in there. You can feel it. So again, even though this is a 1.2 watt laser, it is an infrared, so it uses less power to do the same or even better engrave than a blue diode laser. So really nice to have this available for the Falcon A1. So now you can also do metals, plastics. So yeah, you can really expand the range of this machine using this laser module. So next, let's do a piece of leather. This is PU leather. It's a leather coaster. And I've already done the other side using a blue diode laser in the past. So you can see it is pretty dark and it's really burned in there. So it burns away some of the layers. Now let me do the other side using this infrared laser. I will set it to 6,000 millimeters a minute and let me get 60% power. See what it does. I will engrave it on there and I'll show you the results once this is ready. So you can compare the blue diode laser against the infrared. So I finished the engrave on the PU leather, and before I show you the results, I wanted to do it at 6,000 millimeters a minute, 60% power. But I did some testing up front before I started it, and this being an IR laser, I could really reduce the power a lot. So I only needed to set it to 20% instead of 60, and I even increased the speed from 6,000 to 12,000 millimeters a minute. So double the speed, reduced a lot of time for the engrave, and let me show you the results. This is the one from the IR laser. I think it turned out really nice and bright. Yeah, it's difficult in the lighting, but you can see it turns up pretty bright, nice contrast. And if I compare it to this one, this is from the blue diode laser. You can see this one it's not really burned, but you can see it removed the top coat. It is pretty dark, and let me show you these side by side. So this one is the IR and this is the blue diode laser. You tell me in the comment section which one do you prefer. I like this one a lot better than this one, but yeah. And again, this is only at 20%, and it was, I think this was 50% or something. So you can really see the difference between the IR and the blue diode laser. So that's it for this week's video. I just wanted to show you in this video that there's now an IR laser module available for the Falcon A1. So not the Pro. You can also mount it on the Pro, but for the A1 there was none available. So now you have an option if you like this. I also showed you how to mount it. And I showed you some real life results on the stainless, on the leather, also on PLA, which is, you cannot do this with the blue diode laser. And aluminium business card, also this one turned out really nice. So I really hope that my video will help you decide if this is something for you or not. If you still have any questions, just let me know. Drop it down in the comment section. I would love to read it, and I will always try to respond whenever I can. If you like this video, please let me know, give it a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to hit the bell icon so you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. And I've got a small favor to ask you guys. Smaller YouTube channels like I have and many other creators out there who are working their asses off to get recognized, to be pushed to a broader audience by the YouTube algorithm. It would really make all the difference if you would like, subscribe, and also comment on the videos. This will help the YouTube algorithm push us to a broader audience, and I would really appreciate it if you would do so. With that said, I want to do a shout out before I go. Shout out to Alex. Thank you for always watching my videos. I really hope that you like this video as well. And with that said, it is time to say goodbye, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.